Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Justin Longoria, one of the flyweight fighters from Fury FC. Hello, Justin. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Justin, you will be fighting on Fury FC 85, January 21st. So, if you can tell me who will be your opponent and how your camp is going right now.
That's actually funny. I get that. I get asked that a lot about my opponents. I'm not really sure who my opponent is. I don't pay attention to that type of stuff. I kind of just stay in fight camp training, and whatever they bring out, I'm ready for. So that's I don't do too much looking at my opponent too much.
But you will be
But
you will be fighting on the card on Fury FC 85.
oh yes sir, yes sir. I'll be on that card, ready to put on a show.
So it's I think that it's good because you have this like you are quite busy fighter, so you have many fights in like a short time. So I think that it will be good for you to like to be in this kind of pace.
Oh yes sir. If you want to take it slow, we can take it slow, speed it up. I'm ready for any type of pace.
And in your last fight, it was Javier Cepeda fight. It was one of the best fights in this year in Fury FC. It was a kind of crazy contest. It was a stand-up battle. You were able to finish your opponent. So, what do you think?
I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat that? It broke up a little bit.
Yes, no problem. In your last fight, you defeated your opponent like 8 seconds before the final bell. It was a great contest. It was a war in every of 3 rounds. So if you can tell me what do you think about this performance and how do you feel when you beat this kind of adversity?
Uh, um, it was a little wild to me. I didn't. He came out, not wanting to quit. He came out with the heart, and I mean, I love those type of fights, and it kind of just came down to who wanted it more, and I wasn't quitting, but it was a really good fight. He surprised me with everything. I thought it was fun, but my performance wise, I figured out a lot of stuff I got to work on, and I mean just little stuff I got to change. Besides that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just little stuff.
And did this fight give you some additional confidence that you can beat your opponent even if you have had tough times before?
Oh yes, sir. I always know because I never give up until that bell rings. I'm not stopping. So it kind of did help me out. Like it lets me know, how much damage I can take, how much I could take, and keep going and keep going. Because I haven't been put to the test really until that fight. But all my other fights have been really good. But that was my main one where it kind of came down to it to see where my open game was, what I need to work on, and like I said earlier.
Yes, and this proved that you are super dangerous in any moment of the fight, even a few seconds before the final bell.
Yes, sir.
And overall, Fury FC have a really great flyweight division. It's so many talents in there. And do you have a fighter in mind that you will want to fight? Maybe next, not next fight, but in 2024.
Uh, I'm not really sure. I don't got no names. I'm just here for the ride along. Keep fighting till I make it. That's it.
And right now you are 3-0 in the promotion, so maybe in January you will be 4-0. And do you think that later in 2024 you will get a chance to fight for a flyweight title?
Uh, maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm not too big on the titles. My main goal is try to get up in the UFC, and then we can talk about title. But until then, I'm just focused on getting there.
And if we can talk a little bit about your beginnings in the sport, was it MMA the first combat sport that you ever trained, or do you have any kind of other background?
I don't got no like big background, but I grew up playing. I grew up with my brothers a lot, playing a lot of different sports. You know, we all had our own little sport that we were good at. My main one was football. I still love football to this day. And then my oldest brother actually got into fighting, which I grew up with him a little bit more to around the game. So I kind of wanted to get into that, and that's pretty much just those two sports, really.
And what is the main gym right now that you are training in?
So the main gym, I gotta say, well, it's kind of hard to say because main gym in Houston, between Louisiana, I have two gyms over here that I back and forward. I got Gladiators Academy and Head Kicks MMA. So those are, I stay over here in Louisiana. Those are my two main ones. I'm always back and forward.
Gladiators Academy is the place that AJ Fletcher, right, is training in.
Yes, sir. Yes, I trained with him a good amount. Really good guy, and really funny too.
Yes, and he's a very good fighter, and I think that, like, from your perspective, is cool and good for you to train with this kind of prospect who made it, who is in the UFC right now.
Oh yes, sir. I really enjoyed all the beatings he gave me. They were always fun. But he was a really good person, really good fighter. So I'm happy to see him, make it up there.
And on your Instagram, I saw that you have a chance to train with Dustin Poirier. And if you can tell me how cool was that to train with such a legend?
So I've trained with them a good few times. I've gotten a little close with them. We're joking around, but it's that different experience is just it's something different. I've never felt that. Man, training with him, it was these little things that he would show me that made a big impact into my game. So I think that was awesome. And like I said, with him too, awesome guy too, really funny. I got beef with him a little bit though. We were talking a little mess last time. I gotta get him. I gotta get him this time. Yeah.
And he had so like he had so great career. He's on the top for like 10 years or even more, so it's kind of crazy to see that it's not that he like disappear like after 1 or 2 good years, but he's on the top 5 or top 10 for more than 10 years. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, constant. He's a very active fighter, and you say you could tell from his fight that he puts it all in line too. So it's a really honor to be able to train with him whenever I can.
You right now are undefeated as the pro, but you also was like 6-0 as the amateur. So if you can tell me how important is like according to you to start from an amateur career, not going straight to be a pro fighter.
Um, I like it a lot because it kind of, as an amateur, I feel like that you use that to learn to get ready for the pros. Hey, it's my first fight. Let's see where all your failures are, where you're good at, where your strong points. So to have that amateur career is a good way to figure out what type of fight style you want to, and that's the thing about the amateur. They don't really count on your pro record, so you can try different things. Hey, I want to try this fight. Let's see if it works out. If it don't, okay, cool. We'll go on to the next one. So with that, it helped me a lot to become a pro.
And you actually fought also as the bantamweight in the bantamweight division, I believe, twice. So I think that you also can even being a flyweight like check how to fight as the bantamweight with the bigger fighters.
Oh yeah, so that's no problem for me. Like I said, one of my main goals is if I can get up to the top, eventually I will be fighting at 35. I probably won't be able to make 25 for too long, but I'm ready for 25, 35. I'm ready for both divisions.
Yes, because even in your fights, the fans can see that you are very tall for the flyweight. So I think that that the bantamweight is like the thing that will happen probably quite soon.
Oh yes, yeah. I like to. I'm about 5'6". I like to tell people on a good day I'm 5'7", maybe.
Uh, is the UFC a main goal for you as far the MMA, or would you also consider options from like the other promotions if they will contact you?
If if they want to contact me, I'm more than welcome. You know, I'm open to different opportunities, different ways. Just kind of whatever hits me first. But you know, the main goal is kind of to UFC just because there's more eyes on there. It's just a bigger environment.
I think also that it's quite cool because Fury FC, of course, is not the UFC, but it's also a like very good and very big like regional promotion is also available on UFC Fight Pass. So I think that it can give you some additional notoriety just to be seen of by the fans all over the world. So I think that it's also a cool thing for you.
Oh yes, for sure. Fury, I love fighting for Fury. It is like it's like a little big promotion. You know, everyone's eyes on it, but it's still kind of small. It's and everything is done right. Every time I go, I'm always taken care of in the corners and the backstage, even before the fights, weigh-ins. Everything is done professionally and respectfully.
And in the perfect scenario, when would you like to be in the UFC? In like 3 years, 5 years?
As soon as that call comes, to any time, I'm hoping maybe late next year if if everything goes good or in 2025. Just anytime they want to call me, I'm ready to make that step up, and I mean that'll be a big opportunity.
And also you fought against really tough guys as the pro. So I think if the level of competition will grow, you will win few fights. It actually can happen that like December next year you will be fighting on the UFC card.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Like I said too. I'm ready whenever.
And would it be possible for you to take like 2 weeks short notice fight, let's say in the UFC, or it only could be a like bantamweight fight?
No, 2 weeks is good for me. If UFC wants to call me 2 weeks, I'll be there. I'll be there and I'll wait.
So it's very good because sometimes the like short notice fights will happen from the nowhere. So it's good to know that you are
Hmm.
able to take this kind of opportunity because it's like some additional, let's say, points for you.
Oh yes, sir. I'm ready.
And is any fighter in the UFC the fighter that you like watching, that you like his styles?
I've actually been a big fan of Peter Yan, and he fights in 35. I think it's amazing on what the trips he does is just insane. He pulls them off so quick and nice, and that type of style is kind of where I wanted to kind of go with. Because I've always been to trip. I always been to like little trips and stuff, but I don't know what it is. Every time I get in the cage, it's my striking just wants. I just want to strike. That's it. But Peter Yan's a big one that I do really like to watch, and John Jones, to watch John Jones, just seeing him, he's a legend, and to make his way up in the heavyweights. Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, them and like Dustin and AJ and even even Danger. I like watching Danger too, and I got to. It was an honor to train with him too. Train with him a good amount. Adrian Yanez too. He's up and coming, really good. He boxed me up a lot, which is good. But just them really.
Yes, and Petriani, it's actually kind of crazy that he's on the, I believe, 3 fights losing streak, and he's so good as the fighter that it's kind of
Oh
crazy. And did you saw his like stare down with Conor McGregor in on the weekend?
no, I have not got to see it yet. I've been so busy, but I got to go back and see that thing.
And of course about John Jones, I think that it's like perfect guy to watch and to like try to take something from his game because he also is on the top level for so many years and he was a champion for so many years and actually nobody beat him. So it's hard to
Yeah,
it's hard to pick any better fighter to like watch.
Oh yes, yeah, him and a big guy I used to watch. He's not in UFC nowhere, but George St. Pierre. I've always liked his style too. I always loved his Superman jab. That's always one of my favorite. I always like to do it in the gym. So maybe one day I can throw it out there.
Yes, maybe in the UFC fight.
Yeah.
Uh, and overall, what do you think about state of flyweight division in the UFC? Do you overall like to watch flyweights fight?
I do. I like Brandon Moreno. He's a big guy. I like to watch just his fight style too is just immaculate. He's striking wise and ground wise. He's ready for it all. So I think watching them and kind of seeing what they could do. I know that I'm trying to get to that level. So I kind of use them as like a guidance to where, hey, you know what? I see these guys doing this. I need to be there too. If I'm going to be able to step in the octagon with those guys, I need to step up my game. But I've been watching 25 division for a little while. They got some pretty good guys that are coming up, so that'll be fun.
Yes, and few years ago there were like rumors that the UFC want to get rid out of the UFC flyweight division, what was kind of crazy. Of course, right now it's much like a higher level, but even then, even like 5 years ago, it was like very odd decision to do.
Oh yeah, I think like back then, yeah, it was kind of a little slower with Demetrius Johnson just becoming champ and staying champ for so long. But I feel like now that there are a lot of people are getting into the MMA game, so there's there's so many fighters that are coming up in this 125 division from Fury, from different promotions, different countries. So I feel like give it a few years, the 125 division is going to be up there again, and show them we're going to show them what we're about.
And you like you are a fighter for a few years now. You have a lot of amateur bouts right now. You are pro, and what is the best thing about being a MMA fighter in your opinion?
The best thing, that's tough. There's I think one of the best thing is just the people you meet, just but in the gym, in the fights. And it's just you get to meet all different types of people from different backgrounds, and you come together as just for the love of the sport. So I think that's pretty awesome. My best thing would be just meeting people from it.
Yes, in the gyms, the atmosphere sometimes is great. Even if you are beaten up, you want to be there with these people who are close to you. So if the atmosphere is great, is something what is like uh, one of the best things in like training MMA.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, I meet I get beat up with a smile on my face. So
Yeah, yes, is the better this way than with the tear.
yeah.
Uh, and how do you deal with the stress before your bouts?
um, I kind of stay around my brothers. They kind of help me push through it, and certain family members help me. I kind of keep my mind distracted off of it until I don't really like to pay attention to the fight till to the weigh-in starts to come. Now that starts to kind of hit me and with the stress, and it's just I can't be too stressful because at the end of the day, win or lose, I know that I'm coming out with a fight, and this is what I've trained for. This is what I got my body prepared for. So I'm gonna be happy with the outcome anyway, as long as I put my best out there.
Do you like feel additional pressure right now where you are undefeated? Do you like a little bit like try to protect your this all?
It's I try not to take it too much because with that it's a target on my back. Everyone wants to give me that first loss, so I kind of I do feel targeted, but I mean I what to expect with the zero, so I'm just ready. I'm ready to defend it as best as I can and try to keep it going.
Yes, and you are perfect with that, especially that you finished almost every of your opponent, what is also a crazy, especially for a flyweight division. Uh, and in your free time, do you have any like additional passions or hobbies?
Yeah, so one of my main passions is what I really love is vehicles. I like to, work on vehicles and I mean just anything. I I'm actually getting a car ready. I'm still trying to, work it on it and see what's going on, but eventually I can get that going and I like to I would like to race it. Go to like a strip and a race. So that's one of my passions. Besides that, just fighting and vehicles. That's about it.
And about racing, is this kind of like taking the way of taking your head out of the fight game for a while?
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, I like to. It's just like I said, it's a hobby of mine, and I like to use that as like almost like therapy. Just working on my vehicle. It's fun. So kind of get me away, give me something else to do, not just focus on fighting and fighting and fighting because it is stressful. Just only focus on fighting.
Yes, it's definitely good for your head not to be all the time like zone in on the fighting, but just to do something else, especially that you are passionate about it too.
Yes, sir.
Also, I have a few questions outside of fighting. Is let's say just for fun. If you can like book a fight between non UFC fighter or non MMA fighters, what kind of fight do you like? Would you like to book?
Outside of MMA,
Yes.
I would like to do a boxing match. I think boxing would be really fun.
And do you have a like previous experience in like amateur or pro boxing?
No, I started off just full MMA, but I've always put on the gloves with my brothers or friends and had boxing gloves, and I've always been a big fan of the sport of just boxing because it's a lot of people think it's just fighting, but between MMA and boxing, it's two different games.
Yes, and in your style, you are very good with hands. Of course, it's not like your only tool, but I think that it will be cool to see you just to try boxing. Maybe not go full in into boxing because you
Yeah,
are a very good MMA fighter, but just to see you against also a young fighter in boxing.
oh yeah, it'll be fun. I'm a big fan of it, so it's something to look into.
And do you overall like to grapple in your training? Like, do you plan to start in some kind of grappling competition, or you prefer to like more of the like stand-up training?
Uh, um, I like it all, to be honest. It's that's the thing I love about MMA is just all around. I'm on most of my fights I do strike a lot, but my ground game hasn't really been shown too much, just a little bit. But I do like grappling a lot. It's a chess game. It's trying to figure out to stay ahead of whoever you're going against on the ground. So I do want to look into more grappling competitions and try to do them. Maybe do like a submission hunter for Fury that I've been looking at. I kind of want to get into that. And like I said, that's just for fun too. I like grabbing for fun. Just keep rolling and rolling, putting the timer in as many rounds as you can.
And in your last fight, it was just few seconds, and you submit your opponent. So it's a moment, and you can submit even a good fighter.
Oh yes, sir.
And last question, what we can expect from you on Fury FC 85? Can we expect another finish?
But that's something I can't predict. I kind of just let my opponent give me what they give me. If they want to get knocked out, I'm gonna knock them out. If they want to give me a submission, I'm gonna take it. I can never fully say that I'm gonna finish somebody just because I don't know. But me personally, I don't make a game plan to the second round. First round, I use it to fill them out and kind of feel myself too with them, and let's just see what happens from there.
Yes, but I hope that another finish will happen in January because like I said, you are a true finisher in the flyweight division, so it would be cool to see either in the first or second round another finish from you and another great things.
Oh yeah, so that's my main goal is going for the finish. That's all I try to do.
Okay, Justin. So many thanks for the conversation. I hope that you will win your next fight, and you will win another few in 2024, and soon we can see you in the UFC.
Oh yes, sir. Thank you so much.